They call me Killer Teeth. My real name? Nobody knows. Maybe not even me. If you're listening to this story, understand that this is my final confession, my soul speaking out. I wasn't born a killer. I was just a normal kid, growing up in a small neighborhood on the outskirts of a forgotten town in the Midwest. But I had one flaw, my teeth. Not ordinary teeth. They were sharp, slightly too long, and whenever I smiled, people would flinch. At school, kids would call me shark, vampire, or just freak. Every day, laughter, teasing, isolation, lunch alone in the cafeteria. But the deepest wound came the day a teacher pointed at me in front of the class and said, "Look at his teeth, like some horror movie villain." The entire class laughed, and something inside me broke. That day, I realized a human heart could shatter, and darkness could fill the cracks. I stayed silent, but a voice inside me woke up, a voice whispering, "One day, I will make everyone quiet." Time passed, but the teasing never stopped. Then came that night, heavy rain pounding the streets, lightning flashing across the sky, and I walked out into it without thinking. In the corner of a dim alley, I saw him, the boy who had tormented me the most. His laugh still echoes in my ears. He saw me and laughed again. In that moment, the world froze. I don't remember exactly how I attacked him, only that his scream lasted a few seconds before disappearing into the darkness. When I came to, my hands were trembling and my mouth tasted of blood. I could have screamed, cried, called the police, but I laughed. That laugh, it was relief, strange and terrifying, like years of anger finally escaping. But that relief was temporary. That night, I was no longer the kid I used to be. After the first kill, sleep eluded me. In the darkness of my room, I would see their eyes staring at me, all the people I had hurt. Their silence was deafening, breaking me from the inside. I tried to sleep, but whispers haunted me. The truth. I looked in the mirror and sometimes saw my own face, sometimes a bloodied monster staring back. My second personality had awakened. A shadow, a predator, hungry and dark. It whispered, "One more." The city grew terrified. News outlets picked up the story. Unknown serial killer on the loose. Police found bite marks on everybody. People stopped going out at night. Mothers told their children about me as a ghost story. I became the legend. Horror Teeth. But even as a shadow in the streets, I was alone. During the day, I tried to be normal. At night, the darkness consumed me. Slowly, my mind began to fracture. I would see the faces of the 10 people I had killed, staring silently, asking, "Why?" I would scream, "You deserved it." But their eyes stayed empty. Then, one day, a letter arrived. "I know who you are." My blood ran cold. Had the police discovered me, or was there someone else watching? The letter had an address and said, "If you dare, come." Fear gripped me, but curiosity led me there. A decrepit factory, broken windows, moonlight cutting through the fog, rusty machines groaning in the wind. Inside, a man stood, end quote. A psychologist. He said he had been watching me my whole life, and that killer teeth, that shadow inside me, wasn't just a product of rage. It was my suppressed pain, my childhood trauma, my broken self. He showed me photographs of my victims. They weren't all bad. Some were innocent. A college student walking home late, a shop clerk in the wrong place at the wrong time. My justifications were lies I told myself. I wasn't a hero. I was feeding a monster. My mind snapped. I screamed silently, trying to drown the voices. The psychologist called the police. I realized my time was up. I ran. Through the empty streets of the Midwest town, the sirens wailing behind me, chasing me. I reached the old bridge, the same bridge where my torment began. The dark river below, fog curling over the surface, moonlight reflecting coldly. I looked into the water and saw 2 faces, one human, one monster. I knew if I survived, the cycle would never end. I smiled once, softly whispered, "No more killer teeth." and jumped into the darkness. They say my body was never found. The police closed the case. But every year, a body is discovered near that bridge. Deep bite marks on the corpse. Maybe it's just a story. Maybe Killer Teeth isn't dead. Maybe it's a feeling, a darkness inside anyone whose heart is broken by the world. And if you ever look in a mirror and see someone staring back that isn't you, remember, darkness doesn't just exist outside. Sometimes it lives inside. And if it isn't stopped, it will consume you first.